Hi, everyone. I have my beautiful client, Grace Izquierdo from Miami, with me today. And Grace has been calling for sale by owners. She actually had an amazing success story with a $1.7 million FISBO that she listed and sold, and then listed the neighbor, and then I don't know, another sign call, like from one for sale by owner call, she got over $4 million in business, and that just happened recently, so it can keep coming. Anyway, because Grace is calling Fizbos, she knows some of the more common objections, right, Grace?
Yes, yes.
Fizbos have. So we want to role play a Fizbo objection, and I asked Grace, so which one is it that you want to role play? And what is it, Grace?
Oh, we're not going to be in a hurry. And basically, they kind of put it together with the market's very hot right now.
Okay. So you're the FISBO, I'm the agent. Go ahead and give me the objection.
Okay. Jackie, thank you so much for calling, and I appreciate that. We're really not in a hurry, and the reality is that the market's so hot right now. There's no need for an agent. So,
Yeah.
just if yeah, just
Oh, and Grace, by the way, I hear what you're saying, and you're absolutely right. I mean, as far as the market being hot, I don't know that it can get any hotter. This is probably one of the best real estate markets ever. So you certainly picked an incredible time to sell your home. And what I hear you saying, Grace, is you obviously just want to give it some time, because I mean, it's very likely that you will be able to sell the property. So you're not looking to list with an agent, which, by the way, obviously I knew, because if you wanted to list with an agent, you wouldn't be selling it by owner. So at this point, you just kind of want to sit tight and kind of wait and see how this goes, right?
that's correct. And
Hmm.
I'm open to having, conversations with agents. So
Yeah.
if you have a buyer, you can bring them. I'm not opposed to working with agents at the moment. I'm just, there's really no need. I have a ton of calls. As a matter of fact, I have a verbal offer right now.
Oh, wow. Good
Yeah,
for
on the
you.
property.
Very
Yeah.
exciting. Yes. So Grace, you said that, so this verbal offer, let me ask you about that first. Are is it a price that you're willing to accept? Are you negotiating? Are you expecting to get it in writing soon? Like, what's the status of that?
Well, I listed a little bit more than generally, Jackie, I probably listed a little bit more than what it's worth, but they're actually coming in very, very close, and
Yeah.
it's a number I'm very happy with. And so,
Okay. All right. So
yeah,
it might work out, actually.
yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And Grace, you did say that you are willing to, like, work with an agent. So if any agent would have a buyer, you'd be willing to cooperate and work out some kind of commission if we bring a buyer that you're willing, an offer you're willing to accept. Yeah.
That is correct. Yes.
Okay.
So, just let them know. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I will definitely keep your home in mind, and thank you for the offer. It sounds very, very generous of you. I appreciate it. And Grace, let me just ask you this question. Is saving the real estate commission the reason why you decide, or the main reason why you decided to sell it yourself instead of using an agent?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not willing to pay a commission, for you to bring me a buyer. I mean, I can do that. And
Yeah.
so
And
yeah,
and by the way, I understand and I hear what you're saying. I have no doubt in my mind that you can sell this house, especially like you said, it's a very hot market. It sounds like you're getting a lot of activity. So it's only a matter of time before you actually sell it. And at the same time, Grace, if I can show you a way how, by working with me, and I know you're not interested in listing with an agent, I get it, but hypothetically speaking, if
hmm
you could end up walking away with more money by having an experienced professional agent handling the sale for you, especially in this hot market. Is that something that you might be interested in looking at to see how it might be possible?
You know, you sound like you know what you're doing, and I'm sure you've been very successful. And I've already had conversations with a family member of mine
Yeah.
that if this doesn't really work out, I'm going to give it about a month or so. If it doesn't work out, they're already in line. So I already have someone that I can work with
Okay.
and that can handle the sale for me.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and obviously, if you have a family member, Grace, the immediate um, response you would have is, of course, you would want to work with your family member.
Hmm.
And before you make a final decision on that, Grace, and I would imagine your family member is a good real estate agent, because regardless of the family relationship, this is a huge financial transaction for you. Obviously, you want to make sure you do what's best for yourself financially. So I'm sure your family member will do a good job handling the sale. And at the same time, if it was advantageous for you to work with someone other than your family member, is
Hmm.
that something that you might consider?
You know, we've had that conversation here, and we're gonna just, like I said, we're gonna give it some time. Perhaps, I mean, we've seen what they've done before,
Hmm.
and
Yeah. Here's
and,
what I'm thinking, Grace, because I know obviously you want to give it some time, and you have
sure.
the relative lined up, basically,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
If you choose to list with an agent. So here's what I'm thinking. I'd like to come by and meet with you for just 20 minutes, because I'd like to show you how and why working with me would be a huge financial advantage for you.
Mhm.
Hiring me and working with me, and I know you're not looking to do that, and I'm not coming out so that you can hire me, because that would be totally unreasonable for me to expect that. You have no idea who I am and what I do, but I'd like to show you how I can be of financial benefit to you in the sale of your home. So you can look at that information and then decide what's best for yourself. You're under no obligation, and our meeting is only 20 minutes. Would you be available around 3 o'clock today, or would 4 be better?
Tell you what, Jackie. I'm gonna be at the house at 3. Come
Okay.
by and tell me. I'm not signing anything. I'm not looking to get tied down with an agreement or anything. I'm gonna continue doing this on my own. But it
Right.
sounds like you have, a few things to say. I'll see what you have to say, and if you have a buyer, bring them by as well.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
yeah.
I'll definitely keep your property in mind, and it would be advantageous for me to take a look at it too. And while I'm there, Grace, I'll take a few minutes to show you how and why working with me would be an investment to you and not an expense. And you sound like a smart lady. I know that you know what you're doing. I would imagine that if at the end of our meeting you feel confident that working with me is the best financial decision you can make, I imagine that you would at least be open to that possibility, right?
Sure, sure. We can be open to that.
Okay.
But I'm not signing anything, but we can definitely be open to that.
That's good enough for now, Grace. You have no idea who I am. I can't expect a commitment from you over
Of
the phone.
course.
And I look forward to seeing you today at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Jackie.
All right, Grace. Give
Yeah.
me a little bit of feedback, for everybody watching, from on the receiving end of this role play. What did you pick up? What are some of the little things that made a difference in you saying yes?
I love how you listen. You paraphrased, right? And then you repeated, approved. Your lines, Jackie. No. You
Yeah,
listened, you
I gotta
repeated,
do
you
that every
approved,
time. Yeah.
and then you went back and asked, a question. And so you went back and asked me the question. So you kept putting it back on my court where I was running out of objections to give you as to why I didn't want to meet. And I thought you were very prepared with the handling of my concerns. And, I at this point, I even thought maybe you could have something to say at this point, much better than, my own family member that I'm going to just probably give them my biggest asset to
Yeah.
sell for me.
Grace, I always think you give me your thoughts on this. I think
Hmm.
one of the things that make a huge difference in them agreeing is making it easy for them to say yes. Because you said to me a few times, I'm not signing anything, I'm not gonna list. I'm like, that's okay.
Yeah.
And I understand why you have no idea. Like I wouldn't expect you to. So it takes away the pressure. All of a sudden they're thinking, oh, they're coming here to list my house. No, I'm coming out to show you the
Right.
benefits of working with me, and then you decide. So
If,
they feel like they're in control, and it's easy to say yes because I think with a lot of agents that are not able to set appointments, they kind of pressured the seller, and when people feel pressured they back off, they don't say yes when they're feeling pressured. So
that's
I
exactly right. Yeah.
making
It
it
was,
easy for them to say yes, they're relaxed, they're like, well, like you said, maybe there's something here that I should hear about. It's only 20 minutes, so that makes a big difference. i
yeah.
I know you're doing all this stuff already because you're having success with this. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
Grace, thank you so much for taking the
Thank you.
really appreciate it. And I will see you soon.
Thank
Thank
you, Jackie.